Welcome. Got a friend who's about to jump on live with me, and I apologize for the cough drop, but I may cough the entire time I'm talking if I don't have one. Yay! All right. Welcome, friends. I'm bringing on Jessica. Yay! We found each other. And you know what's funny, Jessica, is I wasn't following you on this
Did it
account.
work?
Hey!
Oh, you learn something new every day.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see. I had this like awesome setup with a stand, and one of my kids thought that it was like a Lego jumping off thing, and there it went. So
Yay. Hey, so glad to have you on.
Yeah, you're in my classroom. My lame background of the classroom.
I see. I have a cough drop because congestion. So
'tis the season.
Tis the season, but if I don't have it, I'm probably going to be coughing the whole time. So anyway, let me introduce you real quick. So in case anyone doesn't know me, I'm Jonesy Thompson, aka your essential oil spy, even though this has nothing to really do with essential oils. This week with some friends, we've been talking about body image as well as health and taking care of ourselves. And even though many people are resolving things this time of year, what should our resolve really be? Should we set ourselves up for success or beat ourselves down for failure? No, we shouldn't. And so those have been the kind of conversations that we've been having this week. And so I wanted to bring on my friend Jessica Snow. She has kind of gone from health crisis to health career and has been on an interesting journey. And even though we live in the same city, we've only ever met online, which is so funny. Yeah. But I feel like we're close. If I did call you up and say I have to see you, I know you would probably do it. So
yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, so I was excited to have Jessica on because she has a lot of knowledge about health, and her own journey, I think, will give us insight into things that we should be thinking about our own health. And this is my first real week of doing interviews, so give me grace. I gotta say, the weirdest thing about interviewing people is knowing what to do with my face while I'm listening to you.
It's hard. I know. I find myself, and from the VIP kid world, like you're always on, but I find it hard because I'm listening and then I'm like, oh, I don't have a nice resting face. So I have to work really hard. I'm not seeming bored or, yeah. It's funny.
But I love the wisdom that friends have shared and what you're going to share. So I think it's all going to be great. And a couple of years ago, I think it's been about 2 years ago since I made acquaintance with you and in the online space. And not long after I met you online, you went through a health crisis. And can you kind of just tell us what was physically going on in your body? What was manifesting at that time?
Yeah, so I had just started working again. First time I had worked in years, and I had, it matters because I went from sleeping a good 9 or 10 hours a night to like 5, and being fully functioning by 3 o'clock in the morning, and that really messes with your hormones. It messes with your body in ways that you read about, but you don't really understand. And so that whole year, my health just rapidly declined. About 5 months in, I woke up with hives. My whole body, it started with one hive that looked like a bed bug bite. What we were hoping was a bed bug bite. That's an easy fix. Easy compared to what I did. But, and then they didn't go away. So months, weeks and weeks led to months, and saw more and more. Benadryl didn't help. Nothing helped. I mean, I'm like constantly, it's like having the chicken pox constantly, and no reason. Benadryl, what's the, like Allegra, like nothing worked. Actually, it made it worse. Like it irritated my body and made them worse. So I tried to link it to gluten. I tried to link it to wheat. I tried to link it to anything I could. And no doctors were helpful. So that's what started it, was that I saw my health take a rapid decline. I had a root canal that had failed, so I redid it, which put me on 21 days of antibiotics and 2 rounds of steroids. And you read about those things and how bad they are, but it's one of those, I don't really know how bad it is. And that started it. And then I went downhill until I was covered head to toe, literally head to toe in hives.
Yeah, I remember your panic about it, and you shared online.
Yes.
Like, I really don't know what's going on with myself, and trying some things that weren't working, and I wish I had the answers for you. Then you sought out, and you sought out a different health professional. And how did you go about finding this health professional that maybe was able to give you some insight?
Okay, so for the prior 3 years, I had done coaching through a network marketing company. And so I had kind of built a presence online. And so I knew that if I put out, like, I live my life through social media. So I didn't ever want to, like, deceive anybody and say, people on social media do, my life is perfect because I take these products, and I'm pretty real. And so I had lived it out. Like, I've got these hives. What could it be? I had seen every specialist in Birmingham, endocrinologist, the dermatologist, one of the best, it was one of my kids' allergist. I went to my OB. I had blood panels done. I did 19 rounds of blood draw. And don't forget that my deductible is $8,000. So all of this is paying out of pocket. This is now, I got the hives in July. So this is now like October. So I haven't hit deductibles yet. I'm constantly in and out of the doctor's office. And finally, the allergist, who took me like 3 months to get into, looked at me and said, I ran all the blood panels. There is literally nothing wrong. You are a picture perfect of health. Now, let me pause this and say that since January to, at this point was September, I had gained 45 pounds working as a health coach. And they kept saying, oh, you're closet eating. No, I'm not closet eating. Like, I make a living coaching women to better health. That got my OB's attention. So we ran thyroid panel, we ran everything, and marketing, and found her office in Louisiana. Found a client of hers in Louisiana, because she has a Louisiana office, who happened to write a blog about going to her. Her daughter went to her. And then I did another 4 hours of research to find her Birmingham office, and called and was like, when can you get me in? And she was like, we're off for the next 3 weeks unless you can come tomorrow. And I was like, I'm there. So that's how I was desperate. I would never have started there, because I just really kind of think herbs and minerals and Chinese medicine. And I just kind of think that's hocus pocus. I don't now. I did. I thought it was just, give me a pill, let me get better. And so I went in, and I sat in her desk like this, like, what are you going to tell me that all these doctors haven't already found? What are you going to tell me? And so, yeah, that's how I found her. And she laughs because everybody comes to her as a last ditch effort okay. And I was like, is this voodoo? Is this witchcraft? Like, how do you know these things about me? And so that's how I found her. A friend was like, I'm so embarrassed to tell you, but this is what I've heard to be helpful. And she had chronic hives as well, but she had never told anybody. So through my story, she was actually able to get help for hers as well. So that's pretty cool.
I've had a brief spell of mystery hives before, and I also thought the sun was causing it. So I totally relate to what you're saying there. Yeah. I've also had, I think, similar causes to my health problems manifested in feminine issues, if you know what I'm saying. I think we had that conversation before.
Yep.
And wow, what a literal pain. Both of those things.
Yes. And I started mine in summer, and we had just got a pool membership, and I'm like, buddy, we are using this pool membership every day. And I can't, because I really thought I was allergic to the sun, because the heat makes it worse.
Yes. Right.
So I would have really bad. I mean, they were like mumps looking. Mine were huge, and like, I'll share a picture. Anybody who wants to see it, but they were really bad. They were really bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I walked into her office and was like, and then when I got there, it was like in this shopping strip, and I was like, are you kidding me? You're not even like a real doctor in like, lab coat and like a whole staff. It was her receptionist, music playing, like it was nothing. And I was going, okay, I've crossed over to quacky world.
If you seek out a naturopath, they're hard to find. They are.
Yes.
It's not, marketing is not what most of them are into. But
well, really, they have to fly under the radar.
Yeah, that and also, and I think a lot of that's intentional, probably.
Yeah.
Too, to keep them protected, but also they like once people do spread word of mouth about them, they have probably enough clients to keep them busy.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're
for the people who need it.
She was on 280. And that was what my husband said. He was like, look, she's on 280. If she were a quack job, she couldn't afford a rent on 280. And all these 280 women would be like, she's not real. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go and see what happens. And best decision I ever made, most expensive decision I've ever made.
But worth it. I mean, health is priceless. And for people who don't live in Birmingham, 280 is the major highway in Birmingham. It's kind of an affluent area, and rent for retail or home space is pretty high. So
yes. My house there is like quadruple what my house is just outside the city. So so that's how I found her, though. I Googled extensively because I was looking for the test that she ran, because that's what my friend had done. And even to this day, she does not advertise at all. She's got 100% word of mouth.
That's awesome. I love it. Love it. Love it. And then can you share with us kind of what the diagnosis was after she ran scans on you?
Yeah. So for those, I'm surely somebody's wondering, there's a Zyto. It's called a Zyto. If you're in the oil world, you're familiar with the Zyto. It reads your body. It tells you what oils you need. That one is like like an $800 machine. I think they go up to about $800. Hers is a $30,000. She has the elite one, and then she paid $30,000 in training to read it. And it tells you, so I just, as an example, you put your hand on this cradle, and it reads for, this one is 20 to 30 minutes, and it reads every organ in your body and tells you exactly what's wrong, including your hormones, your emotions. It could tell I had a lot of anger and bitterness, which harbors in the liver. And my final diagnosis was I had picked up a parasite at the pool, and most people have parasites. Okay, all people have parasites. Most people's immune system and liver can filter it out, and mine was just so congested that it could not filter anything out anymore. So she was like, "Oh, this is such an easy fix. I mean, this is like," she said, "this is the least of your concerns. Your hives are the least of your concerns. You have all these other things wrong." And I was just like, I don't care about those. I don't care about those. Just give me rid of the hives. And she told me things about me that because I told you, I sat there like, all right. She had no medical history on me, nothing before I got there. And I purposely did not give her any information. And she told me I had a cyst on an ovary. And I was like, you're lying. And she was like, I'm not lying. I'm telling you, it didn't come out to anything. The body, absorbed it. I called my OB, and they were like, yeah, but that it was no big deal. So we don't tell you, because if we told you every little thing we saw, you would live in constant fear. I was like, okay. And I mean, she told me things about my body through this little cradle that nobody would have known, nobody, health-wise. And so she put me on a host of supplements to rid the liver of the toxins. So it was a very gentle detox. I went on a gallbladder flush because I was about to lose my gallbladder. I was having a lot of gallbladder attacks when I was pregnant, but I didn't post-pregnancy. So she did that. We did some oils, or not oil. She is big on oils, but we did some syringe things in the mouth to rid of, what is it called? It's some kind of there's a disease in the heart that only shows up in autopsies. And I'll have to look at my notes. I wish I had done that. I'll have to look at my notes. And you could take this 30-day nasty liquid medicine, and it pulls it out of the heart, but you only see it in dead people. So it's not really talked about. So anyways, I went to her every 2 months with this hand on my scan. It told me
Yeah.
what my body could eat and what I could not eat.
Mm-hmm.
To heal my leaky gut, to heal my candida issues, because I had constant yeast overgrowth, from the steroids that goes with the antibiotic. Like, it all, culminated together, and really just my health just went complete. So, but just for the liver, it was detox. I took three packs of pills a day, all herbs, Chinese medicine, and with meals. And I could only eat meals that she gave me. I mean, not meals that she gave me, foods that she gave me.
Right.
And
it was strict, I remember.
Oh my gosh. Yes. At one point I could eat 6 vegetables. I could have meats, but they had to be organic, grass-fed, like getting all the hormones out of your food as well. 0 caffeine, because I was borderline adrenal failure. And I had to take liquid vitamin 12. I had a thyroid issue, so I took liquid iodine. I mean, I was taking $800 a month of supplements
and it's all interrelated. I mean,
yes,
right?
They all go together.
With thyroid, with your liver function, it's all connected in ways that and even that tied into your emotions and the stress that you were under with your work and lack of
sleep. The adrenals
all relevant.
The sleep kicked off the adrenal issue. The adrenals then try to overcompensate, and so they about shut down, which makes your cortisol levels just really expand, which makes your DHEA not be produced in the body. It's why, like in July, I worked, I think I'm crazy. I taught 600 classes in July, 611, because my kid needed the money. And I worked 7:30 at night to 9 a.m., 6 days a week for 5 weeks. I didn't gain weight at all, but I gained, 4 inches in my stomach from the stress of not sleeping. Like, I slept during the day, but it's not the same. I slept from 9 to about 1. And then I have 6 kids, So yeah, everything goes together. Your liver shuts down when it's filled with toxins and fast food and fat, that your body has, not from fat you're eating, but fat that your body is no longer using, so it stores as fat. It's very complicated and very interesting.
Yes, I've found a definite link for myself between the amount of caffeine I consume, which I do.
I do now.
The size of my waist. I mean, like, even if I forego if I'm drinking black coffee, but if I'm drinking a lot of black coffee all day, my waist will be bigger.
Yes.
It just,
yeah. And it makes no sense, because people tell you coffee's a diuretic, so you're going to actually help to flush the water, but it produces such stress on your adrenals and your cortisol levels that it goes straight to your waist.
Totally.
All this stuff that you read about, but people don't believe can possibly be true. They're just like that. There's just no way your food and what you eat and drink, what you harbor in your heart in terms of bitterness and anger and joy and happiness, can really come out through the body. But the liver, skin issues, any psoriasis, eczema, hives, breakouts are all from the liver. Every single one of them.
Been there. Yes.
Yeah. And the argument is, it's the liver. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to filter all the stuff out. Well, but what do you do with your car filter? You have to clean it. If you don't, nothing else can get through your filter. It's why you change your AC filters. You have this filter. It's its job to take the crap. But if you're not treating it well, with good foods, with good herbs, with good minerals and vitamins, it can't do its job. So where does it come out? It leaks out your biggest organ, which is your skin.
Yeah. I think it's a good point too, though, that we sometimes need to let our body cleanse through by eating super clean for a time, even using herbs and whatever. And not based around the fear of what our waistline looks like, but like genuinely about how your body is able to process normal things of every day, normal stress, normal food. If your body's not functioning well, you may need to cleanse for a time.
Yes.
So when you were doing the cleanse of sorts and you're trying to eliminate things out of your diet for a time, how are you able to manage that with feeding your large family? Because that's got to be the hardest.
This is not what anybody wants to hear, but I do keep it very real. I had a special diet. I fed my kids Little Caesars pizza while I had organic chicken, organic spinach, organic, like all my organic ingredients. And I pitched tantrums like my 2-year-old did. This is not fair. This is so hard. Why do you get, the rest of them are eating ice cream and I'm over here eating my fat bomb because these are the 3 ingredients I can have. Mm-hmm. I was miserable. I mean, absolutely, absolutely miserable. Mm-hmm. I was absolutely miserable. And that is all a mind. It's all in your mind. It's all a mindset. You choose to be miserable. You choose to be happy through it. You choose to see the good or you choose to see the bad. And I just was like, I'm going through this and you're over here eating ice cream. And my husband's like, but our life has to go on. Like, I mean, yeah, we go on. So I fed them a completely different diet mm-hmm. than I fed myself. And I fed myself first. Mm-hmm. And I always made sure there was stuff that was like, that's just mine. You can't have it. Right. They had to step up when they were out of things that I wasn't eating. I didn't know because I'm not eating it. Right. Because I cut dairy, soy, sugar, all grains, all fruit. Yeah. And that's the thing about healing the body though, is through it, with the Zyto, it tells your body tells you what you can eat and what you can't eat. And I had candida and leaky gut to the severe point of it. And so she was like, look, if you can give me 18 months of every mm-hmm. 2 months, because it's like your body swings and shifts. Every 2 months I could eat. I lost eggs, but I got them back in 4 months. Or, mm-hmm. I got fruit 1 month where I didn't the next month. It just kind of wherever my body was at the moment. She said, if you can give me 18 months, you'll go the rest of your life having been healed of the gut and you can eat any of it. Mm-hmm. Not like you did to get to this point, but you can go out and have a cheeseburger. Well, right now I can't have a cheeseburger without swelling to a 9-month pregnant woman. Like immediately. Mm-hmm. Immediately my genes will not stay buttoned because it comes out through the gut. If you're swelling that bad and have that many changes, it's because your body's not tolerating food. Yeah. So I was my food was sitting in my gut, fermenting, producing excess yeast, producing yeast infections, which produced candida, which went to fatigue, which went to stress, all of it is linked through the gut. Absolutely. So I'm going to have to get my kids in just a minute. So I want to hit a couple of really important things. Yeah. So now, since you've been through this, you've always been interested in health. Like you said before, you were already health coaching people before this crisis. But now, what direction has this taken you career-wise? So when my hives were gone in 8 days. I just want to make that known. My hives were gone in 8 days after all these doctors telling me nothing, they're always going to be there. I went through 2 months and that was my biggest mistake. I lived in 2 months. I thought in 2 months I can have my life back. And when I realized at that 2 months, she gave me a new 2 months, I was like, I'm not cut out for this. And so I kind of went back on that. But I was focused on health and I was focused on weight loss. I was not focused on health. And it has shifted because now the focus is on becoming who you want to be. Because I think we all say here, what happens? You gain all the weight back. And I did. I think I've only had one client in all of my 4 years total now of coaching that has kept the weight off. And it's because it was focused on, I can't eat this cake, but next year when I'm at goal weight, I can. And then the next year it was, and then they haven't worked on the heart issue or the mental issues. Yeah. Our value is not tied to the pounds we weigh or the size of our waist. It really isn't. And, and not being a martyr, caring for yourself, loving yourself enough to tell your kids, I'm going to get this done for 30 minutes and you can wait. That's not putting them in harm's way. That's putting yourself first so you can serve them better. Yeah. I think also, moms are a martyr to themselves in the name of motherhood. Sure. And also to vanity, because I think we think if I am that size, it doesn't really matter what I have to do to get there. But that's not true. You can totally have the size waist you want and not have done it healthy. And that's where I've been
for a while.
Yes. Well,
know?
and the reverse side of that, though, and this is what I really fight with women on a regular basis, I mean, against this mindset, is I stay in hoodie sweatshirts, even when it's 70 degrees outside, because it's what fits. And I feel comfortable because you can't see how big I am. I wear oversized sweaters because you can't see how big I am. And I don't do my hair and color my hair because I don't feel like I'm worth that, because I look terrible in these outfits. And I really want short hair, but my face looks too fat for that. And so I have to keep it long until I'm slender. And so you have an excuse to sit at your couch, no bra, sweatpants, and a hooded this is my story, like this was me. Hooded sweatshirts without a bra, when you clearly can't go without a bra, sweatpants that your husband used to wear with holes everywhere, and you go to Walmart like that. When you start living that life every day, you're not honoring who you are.
Yeah.
So that's the reverse side of doing it for vanity. Like well, I'm so upset with who I am anyways that I'm not even going to put the effort into going and getting my hair done, or even combing my hair. Like, at my lowest, I took a shower every Sunday, and only then because we went to church. Mm-hmm. Like, if we hadn't gone to church, I don't know that I would have ever bathed, because I didn't see the worth in it. I'm not even leaving my house. Why do I need a shower?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you have to value ourselves.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Becoming
so I think
kind of my thing.
There will probably be people who want to connect with you and possibly even talk with you about your coaching. How can they find you?
I have an Instagram, but I don't know how to use Instagram because I'm old, which is funny because my degree is a master's of education in technology, and I can't figure out Instagram. The hashtags get me. I am on Facebook. Becoming Her is a page on Facebook that I've also neglected, but I'm trying to really get that back up and moving as I see the need for it, but it's one of those fear moments of it's hard to put yourself out there, but I do know that there's a message women need, and you don't have to become a martyr in the name of motherhood. Mm-hmm. Just because society, like especially the stay-at-home moms, they say, you're wrong for wanting to do a workout. You're wrong for wanting to wear makeup. You're wrong for wanting to look cute. No, you're not. That's good for your own mental being. It's good for your marriage. It's good for your kids.
Right.
So anyways, I'm over there on Becoming Her.
That's a group page, right?
I'm sorry, what?
It's a group page, correct?
I have a group page that does more with nails than it does anything else. I have an actual page. It is just Becoming Her. Your nails, mine are blank because I am about to go put them on before my show tonight. Is that Berlin?
These were from Jessica. The gray is from Jessica. Yeah.
Are those Berlin to Win It?
They are. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. They look really good. Good. I don't know what I'm going to use. I have a black and white dress and I have silver heels. And I don't wear dresses. I haven't worn a dress since I was pregnant with number 6, and he's 4. So in 4.5 years since I've worn a dress, but my husband bought me these tickets, and it was one of those that I was like, all right, I'm gonna wear a dress. I bought a dress and whole 9 yards. So pretty excited. Yeah, pretty excited. But I had to fight my own demons to wear it, and I did buy Spanx, just so you all know, because it makes me feel better.
Spanx are good. Yeah, and if you want to wear them, wear them. But if you don't, don't. But it makes don't.
But it makes me feel better, and what makes me feel better, it will come out outwardly.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah.
So no shame in that. No shame in like wearing your Spanx or not wearing them.
Exactly.
So own what you do. Do you?
Exactly. I think sometimes putting on a dress is like that. It's definitely the boost that kind of gets me going. It makes me stand up a little straighter. And
see, for me, it's makeup. If I put a face on, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing good today, and my hair, makeup, and nails. If I have all 3, you can't stop me. I'm gonna take over the world.
Right. I agree with you. So, all right. And if anyone isn't sure how to contact Jessica, contact me. I will connect you. And I so appreciate all your wisdom and sharing your experience with us. I know many women would benefit from your influence. So thank you so much, Jessica.
Yeah, thank you. Go get your kids. Bye.